If you miss number 17, I want you to pause it and write down the notes. Then I want you to write down each question. All right, hopefully you have it all written down. So parallel means they have the same slope. Perpendicular means you flip it and change the sign. I want you to write this in your notes. Slope is with x. Slope is with x. Okay, so let's do example 1. Which equation would be parallel to this line? Well, first we got to get y by itself. So you should have this written down in your notes. Exactly how I'm going to solve it, I want it in your notes. So we move the 2x by doing plus 2x, plus 2x. These go away. So y equals, it's a positive 2x and a positive 8. So the slope here is 2. It's what's with the x. 2 is your slope. Parallel means the same slope. So look at these 4 questions. Which one has a slope of 2? Well, this one is 6, so that's wrong. This one's 10, that's wrong. This one's negative 2, that's wrong. A is the right answer for number 1. They both have a slope of 2. Example 2 is a little bit easier because it's already solved for you, but I do need you to have number 2 written down in your notes. Which one is parallel? Well, the slope here is negative 2. Parallel means the same slope. So it's not A because that's a positive 2. It is B because B has the negative 2. C has 1/2 and D has negative 1/2. So those are wrong. All right, let's look at 3. Which one is perpendicular? Well, again, this is already solved for y, so I don't need to do that. So I want perpendicular to negative 3. Perpendicular means you flip it and change the sign. So first of all, I'm going to make it into a fraction by putting a 1 underneath. You need to write this down with me. If I flip that, it would be 1/3. And if it was started off as a negative 3, my answer should be a positive 1/3. So it's not A or C or D. The right answer is B. It had the positive 1/3. So remember, perpendicular, you flip it and you change the sign. If it was positive, it would be negative. If it was negative, it would be positive. If you missed number 17, write down the question and the correct answer. So like number 1, I want both equations written down. I want you to tell me, is it perpendicular, neither, or parallel? So that's how you do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 5, I want you to write the question down. And you can just write down A, B, C, or D, which answer is right. So remember, parallel is the same slope. Perpendicular, you need to flip it and change the sign. And these are all nice. They're all already solved for y. You don't have to do any of that. Also, if you missed number 17, write down what you think the correct answer should have been and why you missed it. If you missed number 18, I want you to pause it. I want you to write down the notes, and I want you to write down example 1 and 2. So for 18, you should have typed it into y-axis and hit graph. And then you want to figure out where it crosses the x-axis. So let's do example 1. You should go to y equals. And clear all this out. And at 16, we can't type in a k, so I'm going to type in an x squared minus 81. I'm going to graph it. Okay. So where it crosses the x-axis is here and here. So one's positive and one is negative, right? It doesn't land right on a dot, so I know it's not A because one has to be positive and one has to be negative. Could be B, could be C, and it's not D because, again, one has to be positive and one has to be negative. So we need to look. This is somewhere past negative 2, and this is somewhere past positive 2. Okay, so I want to see which of these answers is a little bit past positive and negative 2. So if I did 9 divided by 4, I got 2.25. If I did 4 divided by 9, because that's the other option, I get 0.4. So which one's a little bit bigger than 2? It's the one with 9/4. So on this one, the answer should have been B. All right, let's try example 2. We're going to type in 18. Can't do a D, so type in x squared plus 30x plus 8. We're going to graph it. All right, this one, where it crosses my x-axis. Well, they're both negatives. Okay, so I know it's not A because those are both positives. No, it's not D because they're both positives. C says it touches at -3. Well, there's -1, 2, 3. It definitely does not touch at -3. So it's going to be the one with the 2 fractions. B would be the answer here. So if you missed number 18, I want you to write down the following 6 questions. And then you can just write down if the answer is A, B, C, or D. Okay, so for number 18, write down the questions, and then you can just write down A, B, C, or D. Also, if you missed number 18, write down what you think the correct answer should have been and why you missed it.